Hello and welcome to my creative journey. That sounds really corny. No, but in all seriousness, I decided to turn on the camera to record and document everything that I do creatively. Um, I've been thinking about this for a little over a month now. I used to vlog a while ago, and actually, in thinking about starting this, I was looking through those old videos, and they're cringeworthy for sure. And but it's okay. We're gonna keep them up because it's growth and it's a reference point for where I was at that point in my life and where I am now. And now I'm in my car outside my apartment because I couldn't pass up this lighting. For those that don't know, I am a photographer, and that is where, for the most of my adult life, all my creativeness has been focused on. But it's New Year's Eve. I guess I should start off by saying that. It's the last day of 2020, and we all know what 2020 has done this year to everyone. Um, but for me, 2020 has really opened me up creatively in a lot of ways. For one new creative outlet is that I started writing, and another one more recently is that I started painting and creating art. Neither of those are anything that I've ever done in the past, but both of those are everything that I've always wanted to do. And I don't know why I've never done it before. Who knows? There could be an amount of different things or reasons why I've never done it before. But the point is that I'm doing it now, and it's been really fun. And in kind of like promoting my art on Instagram, I started using Instagram Reels, and editing those little clips has reinvigorated my my need to create video, and how fun it was to edit and cut and all that stuff. So that's what this is. And I don't want this to be a long drawn out video clip of me trying to tell you like what I'm doing, but you know I want to just document everything that I do creatively. And for me personally, that's a lot. So like I mentioned, like for the most of my adult life, my creative focus has been on photography. But I've also been into like fashion and styling and all that stuff too. So now it's ventured into writing and art and painting, and I can already see that evolving into so much more. And like my creative brain is just like exploding, which is amazing. And so like I said, like that also like brought up the need to like want to create videos too, and like express myself creatively that way. But knowing myself and how often I change and how many different interests I have, I know that like this is going to be something different 3 months, a year, 5 years from now if I'm still doing it, right? So I just wanted to document that journey and kind of like use it for myself if all else failed. With it being New Year's Eve, I already did my obligatory post on Instagram. And I mentioned in that post that like as many negative things have happened this year, for me there's also been a lot of positive things, and creativity has been for sure one of the main things for me that I love that happened to me this year, and that probably would not have happened if I wasn't quarantined, if we weren't quarantined. That's probably facts. Like I wouldn't have had time to venture and to explore all these other creative outlets. you know I would just have made up excuses like I'm too busy, I don't have time, and all those other excuses that we tell ourselves. And so I don't do New Year's resolutions. I stopped doing that a long time ago because we all know we never keep them, and we just do it because it's what people do. But with this new creative journey, there are some things that I want to continue to do that I've learned this year and not do, and bring that into the new year. Um, with it in regards to being creative. And the one thing that painting has taught me, so there are three things that I'm going to talk about. And I'm actually on my way to Trader Joe's and In and Out to get some groceries and to get my last meal of the year. But like I said, the lighting was just perfect, and I couldn't pass this up, so I had to start recording now, and I'll be recording in all these different places. Anyway, the first thing that I want to make sure that I do is be patient, which is really hard for me, or was really hard for me, I should rephrase. I'm an instant gratification type of person, which is why I think I like always, gravitated towards photography, because I can shoot something and edit something really fast. Especially at this point in my career as a photographer, if I shoot an image, I can edit that image in 5 to 10 minutes. Like I already know what that end result will look like and what I have envisioned, so I can just bang it out, right? And so with everything else, like writing and painting, that's not instant at all by any means. It's a long process, and so doing those two things this year has really taught me patience, because with patience the end result has been pretty amazing. And so I want to make sure that I carry that into everything else that I do creatively. It's just to like be patient. If something's not going right, if it's not the way it's supposed to come out, or it's not the way I envisioned, don't just post. Don't settle for that result. Keep going, keep pushing, keep creating, and the patience will eventually lead to something dope, hopefully, right? At least what I envision is dope. So that's the first thing. I'll get to the next thing at the next stop. So I decided to skip Trader Joe's because there's a long line. So now I'm in line at In-N-Out. This is the only line I will gladfully wait in. Also, I haven't had In-N-Out in a while for so many different reasons, which we won't get into. Light's still pretty dope right now. So, second thing that I actually want to stop doing is overthinking. And overthinking is what took me a month to turn on this camera. And what I also realized when creating art pieces is that like sometimes you just have to start, and that goes with anything, right? Like same thing with like writing. I also learned like this so and so writer's block. Sometimes you just have to like start pounding out the keys, and like just sentences and stories will come out. So part of the reason why I decided to like just take out the camera, like the lighting was perfect. Like I just can't overthink anymore. And I think that's crucial for any creative, right? Like to not overthink. If you have an idea and you feel excited about that idea, just start. Like that's it. That's all you need. Or you think about the idea, and the minute you start to like think too much, like, oh, I need to do this and do that, stop. Go with the gut feeling. Any creative will intuitively know. Is that the right word? Intuitively know what to do, right? Just start. It'll come out. And so that's one thing I want to stop doing into the new year creatively, and with anything else really, because with everything else I don't overthink. I just go with the flow. But when you're about to create something, that's when this overthinking starts to like really hurt you creatively. So that's number two that I don't want to take into the new year. So I'm going to continue waiting in this line, get this in and out, and then the next time I see you guys, I'll be back at home. Okay, so back home. Got the In-N-Out. Got a meal for two because it's the last meal of the year. So to close out this video, the third part that I want to bring into the new year creatively is be okay with no feedback. I think the hardest part about being a creative always, but I think more specifically in the social media age, is like the amount of likes you get, the amount of reels you get, the amount of views something has, subscribers, followers, all this noise that eventually or essentially takes you away from what you're doing to begin with, what you started, and that's creating, whatever that is, right? It takes you away from why you love doing what you do. And I know when I first started painting, I painted for a month before I even posted any signs of me painting on any social media, because I wanted to make sure that like I was doing it because I liked it, that I enjoyed it, and that I wasn't influenced by the amount of likes something got. Gratefully, the feedback has been really good, but in making reels, I realized that I was getting sucked in to the views that I was getting. And if I wasn't getting a lot of views, did the reels suck, or did Instagram put it on its explore page and all this stuff? And I was getting really, sucked back into that noise, into that part of all of that I don't like. So the final thing that I just don't want to do, or that I want to be okay with, is that if I post something, or if I upload something, or if I create something and I get zero feedback around it, that's okay. That is okay. Because the important part is that I created something, and that whatever I created is now out there to live in the world. And that's why I'm doing this, right? Is as a creative to just create. And I realize that I've said the word creative and create a lot during this video so far, and I'll probably keep saying it because it is what it is. But, and one last like random thought. So, I was saying earlier that like I was overthinking this whole thing, and yesterday, it was yesterday, I actually recorded a 20-minute video on my phone about what I thought was going to be the intro. And I was watching, I was like, that was just me rambling. But one point that I want to bring up is that, like, for me personally, I think the reason why I stopped vlogging, the main reason was because it got monotonous, and I felt like I just had nothing to vlog about, and I wasn't creative enough then to really just make video out of like whatever. I wasn't like Peter McKinnon or like Casey Neistat, who are like really good at telling stories about really nothing, but they're just really good with filming, and that wasn't me, and I don't think that really is me, at least not yet. Not saying that can't be me. But long story short is that the second reason why I stopped vlogging was that like this whole process, like right now I have lights set up, I have my professional camera on a tripod. Sometimes that can get in the way of doing something. Having to set up, having to go through the process, as fun as that is, and as much as I like that, sometimes when you want to create something, it gets in the way. It's just too much to do before you can actually start to create. So, saying that to say that these videos will not always be of the highest quality. Sometimes it might be on my old Canon T3i, it might be on this Canon 6D Mark II, or it might be on my iPhone 12. I'm just going to pick up whatever I have in hand and record if that's what I feel in the moment. I hope you guys follow along and leave me feedback. Be nice, but leave me feedback about like what you guys think. If you guys are feeling the same way, whatever it is, just be good. Let's just be good people. But I know there's always haters out there, and that's okay because it's not going to bother me. But I just want to like spread the word that like be a good human. You know what I mean? Anyway, before we get way too off topic, I don't want this In-N-Out to get cold. I want to eat it now and enjoy the last couple hours of 2020. It's not going to make a difference because tomorrow is just another day. And yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm going to start now by saying please like, subscribe, comment, share with whoever you think might like this channel. And if all else fails, I hope that we have fun, or at least I have fun. And so with that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace and love. Be a good human. All that jazz. Bye.